I'm Adam Richmond, and this is Surviving Rocklahoma, and I am joined by locals and one of my personal favorites, Severmind, who has just came off of the stage over at the DEB Concers stage. How was the show, guys?
In a word, amazing.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was incredible. It was a great day.
What a crowd on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
Right? Man, about those storms last night. Where were you guys at? Are you staying the whole weekend, or did you just come in for the day?
I got here at 9:30 this morning.
Yeah, I was at home last night, actually making sure I was ready for today.
Yeah.
So
Right.
That's the beauty of being locals. You get humbled on the day you're not playing, and you get worshipped on the day you are. So yeah, absolutely. You know, we were. I don't know. I think last night we were all texting one another, going Friday actually, Thursday we were like, man, Rocklahoma's begun, and we just can't wait to get to Sunday. We are so excited to be here.
That's awesome. That's awesome, guys. So I see you've got a new album in front of me here, and let's talk a little bit about it. What if somebody is listening to Severmind for the first time? What would you say to be ready for when they're going into opening up this album?
I would say if you're a fan of classic rock, if you're a fan of metal, both modern and classic, stuff like Iron Maiden meets Breaking Benjamin, Avenged Sevenfold, I think you can get a little piece of that. We get a Queensryche comparison, early Queensryche comparison here and there, but we're all influenced by different people, and I think the four of us blended together just creates kind of a unique sound that blends all of that stuff together.
That's awesome. Where's one of your primary influences as a vocalist?
Ooh, as a vocalist, of course, the mighty Bruce Dickinson.
There you go.
Jeff Tate, and we're talking early Jeff Tate, you know. And, of course, Rob Halford. Nobody can deny the pipes on that guy, you know.
Gosh.
All of that stuff, you know, I have a deep respect for people that can bring the rough and then soar into clean highs. I mean, that's what I grew up with, and that's what I like to do.
How about you other guys?
So influences. I mean, well, I'm going to start with the almighty Randy Rhoads. So he was the first guy. I got to go some Jimi Hendrix because he was actually before Randy Rhoads. It was Hendrix, then Rhoads. And if you want to get into some modern day guys, I mean, obviously Sinister Gates, and I tell you what, I love the guys from Trivium. So really kind of touching all those places. That really didn't sound right. I've not touched anyone. I'm just saying. You know what I meant.
Wow, influences. Well, I mean, I was really influenced by Neil Peart from Rush, but I don't play like him, so let's just take that out. I'm going to go with Clive Burr, the original drummer for Iron Maiden. Nico McBrain, still a powerhouse, but Clive Burr had something a little more raw, a little more in your face, and that was, listening to Killers going back, I definitely pulled some influences from everything I've done with this band, so that's going to be my answer.
Well, I mean, staying in true fashion here with these guys is obviously Steve Harris. Steve Harris, and I mean, obviously I don't play like him either, but also one of my all-time favorites, Cliff Burton. So
yes, that's a good one.
You know, this very not so great known band, Metallica, something like that. I don't remember.
Metallica? Maybe
that's what it
people
was.
out there have heard of them. Metallica.
You might have heard of them. I'm not sure.
Are they? They're TikTok, right?
I think so. That's
Okay.
It's one of those trends.
We're gonna look them up on.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We went
Cool.
TikTok. We said we don't know what the fuck we're doing.
We're doing it.
So like,
we have TikTok. It's out there.
So how do you guys feel about keeping up with the growing trends and getting the platforms that you guys have to stay on to kind of beat the radio? Because I know how radio is really hard to really stay in because they like those, top dozen on repeat. Whereas now you got Facebook, you got social media, these viral trends and stuff. Are you guys finding those pressures to get into those to keep the word out?
Yeah, I mean, anymore, in order to be heard or seen or popular, a lot of people want to know, hey, what's your Instagram? What's your TikTok? What videos do you have on YouTube? And what else are you pushing out there? And so we're trying to embrace it. We're working on it. It can be painful, but it's nice that you have that big platform to be able to push it out there. You know what I mean?
And to piggyback off that, Blake here he's the youth of the band. Honestly, he's the baby of the
Well, we
band.
hired him.
And
Does he know social media?
he kind of keeps us up to date with the videos. And because, it's hard. Here we are promoting a physical CD. My car doesn't even have a CD player because I bought it in the last couple of years. But to me, physical media is all, that's where everything is. That's what we love to do. And everything, it seems kind of like today, everything's about that 1 minute, quick, what you got. And I think it's hard to adjust to, but we're up for the challenge. And Blake is making that challenge. He seems to pick out the best songs, or best parts of the song, where I'm not singing. Just kidding. No, but we're trying to get there. We appreciate it. We don't want to be foreign to it altogether, but we are. We're old school. We like the physical disc.
Now, you mentioned that he's good at picking out songs. How do you guys go about compiling a new track that you want to do? Do you guys each have a role? Do you have,
As far as writing goes,
writing and composing, and just how does it all come together?
That's the difference in social media.
And I know these guys are sick of hearing it because I say it all the time. The strength of this band is that there's 4 band members and 4 songwriters in it. There is not, no matter who the riff or the melody comes from initially, it's not a song until everybody chimes in. And it's not just, Blake's going to add a bass line to your guitar part. Derek's just going to add some drum beats to it. No, everybody has a piece and an idea of where this song needs to head, where it needs to go, who's feeling it, what's it about, how can we tailor it into the emotion of what the lyrics are going to be about, and all that type of stuff. And I'll tell you, it's been the easiest and most rewarding songwriting experience for me personally that I've ever had.
Wow, that's huge. So with that in mind, now I know a lot of times whenever you have an album out, there's usually kind of a cycle that tends to go. You got your writing, you got to put it all together, record it, tour it. Where were you guys at whenever the pandemic really took hold?
Well,
in the middle of that.
we were in the middle of writing that thing, and our intention was, so we were scheduled to play Rocklahoma 2020, back when it was on Memorial Day weekend.
Right.
So we were literally trying to get that done for that, and then the world stopped, and then we stopped. We probably had, I don't know, was it 90? We had a while there where we didn't, just out of, we didn't know what was going on.
Plague, yeah,
Right, we didn't know what was going on, so we didn't rehearse, we didn't see each other. We were just kind of, and then we said, okay, then we got to get back to this, and we started back. So it really, it made what really should have been like a year or year and a half at the most process turned into a almost 3-year thing. But we got it done. So
damn pandemics.
I know.
But if we had been here last year, you would have gotten an EP.
Yeah,
Here this year, you got a full album.
Yeah, so that's a good point. So yeah, we would have just done, if it had been last year, we just would have had an EP with a few songs.
Right.
This let us get a full length.
Sweet. So you know what? Hey, I got that going for me. I got me some good physical stuff for my truck, and I like that.
There you go.
Now I'm looking on some of the collection of tracks on this CD. Do you guys have any personal favorites?
Well, yeah, I think for me, I'll start with Open Wide, but we were asked something like this earlier today, and I really forgot that we have our newest track, which is Enemy Lines. That song has grown on me more than I ever expected it to grow on me. So I'm going to go with those 2 numbers.
Yeah, let me add to that. That Enemy Lines was one that was not really overly played. We kind of took it in and hit it, recorded it. We didn't have a whole lot of time to mess with it because we were trying to get it done. And I think it's given it much more of a commercial feel. It's definitely one of those songs where after we got it, I got the disc back and started listening to it objectively and being able to listen without having to play it. It was a whole different monkey in a whole different jungle. It just, it grew on me immediately, and I'm Enemy Lines, definitely.
I'm definitely going to agree on that. Definitely.
Yeah,
Like, totally.
definitely.
Enemy Lines, it's a culmination of everything that we've done and built up to for the album, and you can hear it when you listen to that track. If you listen to the rest of the tracks, they all build up, and I think if you really listen, there's a good theme behind all the music. So that's one of the things that, like we said, we love doing, we love playing, is that everybody here writes, everybody here participates and pushes that stuff in there, and once you take his piece, add my piece, I mean, it turns out to be a completely different song from where we started.
It's like a box of chocolates.
At the risk of sounding like a lead singer who loves every song on this record, including some of the ones we've redone, we've retracked that before I was even a part of the band. I don't know, there just seemed to be a revitalized energy behind this group. And, you know, we've had songs like Open Wide, which you'll hear on the CD, which was under a timeline, and we had to get it done for a film that was supposed to come out before COVID. Now we're still waiting, but I think Open Wide kind of honed in on where we were headed. I think it kind of defined our sounds. And then I think Enemy Lines really kind of woke that up a bit. You know, how do we get to more of a, you know, because we want to be a metal band, but at the same time we want to be a band that people of all genres of rock and metal can kind of respond to, sing along to, pump their fists to. And I'm just proud of everything that happens. And I'll say that because everybody's had a part of it. And it's just, to me, this is stuff I would go and buy, honestly, really.
Nice. Now, before we get into the festival, where do you have like a honey hole, that a hidden gem, that place where you get your inspiration for whenever you're writing?
Collectively or individually?
Yeah.
Both. Well, I'll go from a lyrical standpoint. Yeah. I've always been one of those people that if I'm writing lyrics about something, like, there's times where I'm like, ooh, that's cool, I'm going to try and write about this subject, and I just completely suck at it.
Right.
If it's not something I haven't experienced or we haven't experienced together, that's kind of where I draw inspiration from. And of course, you know, fluff it up a little bit, exaggerate it a little bit to make it a story, but honestly, I kind of just draw from whatever's going on in my life, in our life. As a band, we've been talking a lot about a concept for a next album because we're all frustrated with some shit that's going on in our world today, and it's just, that's kind of where I go when I start out from that standpoint. So anything that's happening to me is where it comes from. And I think that a lot of times we don't initially set out to write a song that reminds you of old Iron Maiden or early Queensryche, but we're starting to learn, like, boy, I can hear where our influence is coming from in this song and collectively from everyone else. So
yeah, I would agree. I mean, I don't know. I think, you know, sometimes with us, it's a riff that one of us or whatever, that we've kicked around forever, and other times it's something that's just brand new, that's like basically like, you know, a text with the video of the, hey dude, I just wrote this. And then even though we might have other things that are technically should be higher on the list that we need to do when we get together, we go ahead and kick that other thing, and sometimes something comes out of that, and the other things that were supposed to be higher on the list don't even get touched. So it's, you know, I think we draw from just a quick inspiration, and then sometimes it's a matter of we've got stuff that we've been, you know, mining and cultivating for a long time that we're still, I shouldn't say massaging, that doesn't sound right, but you know what I mean. We're still eating there.
With a K.
That word, yes. So.
Yeah, I'd say, I mean, these guys bring riff to rehearsal sometimes, and my initial thought is, what the hell are we doing with this? And then it gets literally severized. Like, it just kind of goes through this little blender and comes out the other side, and I'm like, hey, that's a cool tune. Who brought that riff? I mean, and you're like, oh, I'm glad you brought that, because I didn't like it at first, but now I love it. So, and everybody, like Blake was saying, everybody kind of gets a little sprinkle of the salt in there, and it all comes out to, you know, the recipe's always got to be made up of different parts. I'm kind of like the chicken. This is kind of like the pasta.
You had the meat.
Alfredo, yeah, and Mr. Mushrooms. You know, that's great.
Mushroom head. Yeah.
I can't say that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you know.
You've got a very big mic. It's very girthy.
Why, thank you.
What are you doing now?
So I mean,
That's what she said.
for me, I mean, a lot of my influences are songs and basses from the 70s and 80s. When you listen to the bass line, it tells a story, and that's what I try to put into the songs we have. When they bring that riff, we have that idea, that rhythm. I want to play off of what they have, and I want to feel like there's something else being told, just a little subtext behind the idea of the lyrics or the idea of the screeching, beautiful harmonies and guitars and whatever he thumps out.
Nothing he does.
Whatever this guy does.
Whatever that guy does.
Back there hitting shit.
Pots and pans.
Well, we've already seen somebody this weekend that makes the best out of their pots and pans and kegs and everything. I need to go stop doing all those keg stands one of these days. But anyway, Slipknot was pretty awesome last night. Now, we are Labor Day weekend, Rocklahoma. Now, you've played more than one time out here. How many times is this for you?
Five for me with this band.
Yeah.
This is my 5th time through.
I mean, this is my 2nd time out at Rocklahoma, first time with this band.
Well, the first time was our first time, his first time. He played right before us with Benny's Little Weasel.
That's right.
And then we
Very
snatched,
serendipitous.
then we snatched his ass away.
This is my first time with Severmind.
Nice.
You know, we were talking about this earlier. Like, I played here once before, 2013, long time ago, with another band. We did the KMOD contest thing. It was a great time. And then this guy promised me if I joined Severmind that we'd play Rocklahoma that year.
3 years later.
3 years later.
3 years later,
Forward,
My God.
here we are. And I'll take it. No, but this first
all
time
global
together.
pandemics aside.
You had one job.
I know. It took me 3 years to do it.
I got to tell you, though, the difference between this time, you know, the first time I played here, personally, it was a contest. You had people, but this time we were asked. And to me, kind of speaks volumes. We've been trying to get around the Oklahoma circuit. We've been playing original music. We've been playing with people like, you know, Doug Burgess has put us on at the IDL Ballroom before. I think we're creating a little bit of a buzz here when it comes to original Oklahoma music, and so this time to be asked to play here, it was just, and it was flawless. I had the time of my life up there. Didn't think twice about what was going on.
So we know what all goes into your music and stuff. Now, when it comes into performances, how does like the I guess you could say atmosphere, the environment affect how you're performing? I mean, you can have a small crowd due to the time of day. You can have a large crowd due to a loyal fan base, or it can just be hot as freaking crap like outside. I've seen a lot of artists come off the stage like on the verge of collapse. What does that do for you as a musician whenever you have to forge through to continue performing while you're still not feeling it?
You know what? I've always been of the philosophy perform in the way that you want to see when you go to a concert. When I go to a concert, I can understand my hero who was 20 back in the day and is 50 now, maybe doesn't have the same vocals, versus you're playing in 100-degree heat outdoors versus playing in an indoor air-conditioned building. Just act like you're there for a reason, like you're having fun and you're there to entertain. And that's kind of my philosophy. There's times where we're in the hot-ass temperatures in the middle of the day, and maybe there's 4 or 5 people there. There's times when we're in an air-conditioned building. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. If one person out there is kind of getting into what we're doing, that's really all I care about. That's really all I want to be there to do, is put on a show.
I would agree with that, yeah. I'd say if there's 5 people or 5,000, they're going to get the same show. Because I didn't bring all that crap all the way from my house to set up and play mediocre. So, yeah.
Road crew.
Yeah, so I mean, it's regardless of the situation, when you're there, you've signed up for something, you're there to entertain. By God, you better be entertaining. And if you just win one fan, that's enough. That's
one fan can turn into.
Oh yeah, because he's gonna go talk. He or she is gonna go talk to whomever they talk to. Yeah. So I mean, it just hopefully spreads. It's the sever seed. You know, you gotta water it a little bit. You gotta tend to it. You can't just throw it out there. But you know, we met this girl named Christy Gross a long time ago. She's sitting right back there. But that was kind of one of the things I told you, because you were kind of pimping us way back. And I said, I'm going to get you a little swag package and send it to you. And it took me, a year?
You said you were going to give me the album, and then you know it's going to be like bracelets and stickers and shit.
Did I not follow through? Oh, okay. Oh.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, I was just making sure. Yeah, but that's kind of
You've got a long haul on here.
the fact that she was there and that I knew she was pushing what we were doing. Why not get the stuff into her hands and let that spread? And people are like, oh, they're downloading your music for free online. I'm like, kick ass. I'm not looking to make millions. I just want to get the word out there. And yeah, exactly.
We'll take a check.
We're looking
Right.
make that out to Severmind Inc. Yeah. But yeah, I'd say the heat, air conditioning. I actually play better in the heat because if you play in the cold, it's hard to do. I mean, your muscles atrophy a lot.
Wow.
It's hard to get warmed up.
I never even thought of that.
Here you're warmed up at sound check. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, it's sound check. I'm already ready to go. Yeah, that'd be nice.
And that's when you walk out and say, I lugged all this shit up here. You guys are going to enjoy it. You're going to like it.
All right. 'Cause we're coming. We're going to have fun. I mean, the sound's coming, so you better be ready.
Right.
Ditto, Eric. No, I agree. Same way.
Well, guys, I appreciate you guys sitting down with me so much. I love playing you guys on the show. I always get such a positive feedback, and I can't wait to see the movie. Is the movie coming, or you're not going to go Chris Gaines, are you?
Man, I mean the movie. Okay, so with all that stuff, of course, it's an independent film. All right,
Yeah,
it's a Hollywood
okay.
film, but it's independent film, which means it's financed by fans, it's financed by the director, the writer, all that stuff. And when COVID shut down, it hit the big dogs hard. So it really hit the indie community hard. So the director's been working hard to kind of get the money back to put back into the film. So I have no doubt it'll be coming soon. But at the same time, it was something that they asked us to do. We reached out. They were super cool. They said, we don't want to own a piece of you. You're not going to own a piece of us. It's just here, and when it happens, it does. So we can release that song on our own, do our own thing with it. And then when it comes into the movie, awesome. We got a song in a movie.
Great.
And we'll put another song in another movie if you're looking for one.
Well, guys, I'm so glad you had a stellar show here at Rocklahoma 2021 Labor Day weekend. The album is awesome. It's on my play. I'm going to be playing it after this interview on Surviving Rocklahoma.
So appreciate it, man. Thank you.
You guys, anyone who's listening, make sure you check these guys out on Spotify, iHeartRadio, anywhere. Well, you're on
iTunes, Amazon.
There you go.
Or if you're old school and you want a physical copy, just hit us up on any of those major social media platforms, and you'll get a personalized email from Blake. He'll sell you some stuff. We'll TikTok you an album.
Awesome. There you go. All right, guys. Once again, thank you so much. We appreciate you. We can't wait to see more from you. You have a website, correct?
We do. We're on Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, and anything else, Blake? Those are the places right there.
There you go. Be sure you pick up that album, and be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Surviving Rocklahoma. We love to support our local artists and give them that platform. And as always, until next time, rock on.